It's true.
Are you rolling?
I'm rolling, but I haven't. And start. All right. First two-person talkie-walkie. I'm in Aruba on the Disney Magic cruise ship with Matt and Gareth, better known as Buckets and Boards. They do a comedy percussion show. Will you explain the show, Matt?
We do a comedy percussion show.
I was right.
Well
Yeah,
done.
you got it.
Well done.
So we actually met, I want to say, like close to 10 years ago in Alaska.
Yeah.
Coming
in a taxi
in
on the way to the ship, right?
Yeah, and Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Hi.
sorry.
How's it going? This is an active walkway. And it was so fun because I was kind of newer to Disney at the time. I had done maybe like 5 or 6 ships, but not a lot. And then you guys were very nice and showing me the ropes. But it was our first time in Alaska, both of us.
Oh yeah, it
All
was
of us.
awesome.
Stunning.
Yeah,
I think
beautiful.
we all fell in love with it.
I love going. I'm going there twice this year.
He's a big
Nice.
whale watcher.
Oh my gosh, I sit literally like this is the exact ship, the sister ship of the ship that goes to. So I sit on one of these benches here, but I take the cushions off the
Like this?
But I take the cushions off there and I put one here and one on the back, and then I get blankets. And I'm just like, yeah.
Nice.
And Gina and I just sit out there.
It's often cold.
But I just love looking. I love whale watching. It's like my favorite thing to do.
I like in Alaska when you get off the ships in the Caribbean. Caribbean. I still don't know.
It's all right. Either way, tomato.
It's like there's a certain. You got to go through all the super touristy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the islands are beautiful, but you
Yes.
got to like look for it. Alaska, you get off, and there's a few shops and whatever, but then you go right past them, and you're in like these beautiful villages, and
So
you go right
cool.
past those, and you're just like hiking up a mountain.
It's the best.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. If you've never been to Alaska, you got to go. Like I even took a college show that probably paid me. I probably ended up making $50 flying to Juneau.
Which is good
My
for
wife and I.
college.
Yeah, that's not bad. But like I practically broke even. But I just wanted to go to Alaska because not only are there whales, the whales are only there at a certain time, but there's bears. There's good eagles,
The
wildlife.
last time I was in Sitka, I was telling you about that. I got to remind me to tell you about that restaurant in Sitka.
Yes.
But I went for a hike up there, and before I did, I went to a little like sporting goods shop and bought a bear bell. It was like
bear bell?
It was like $25 per bear spray, but it was like $3.99 for a bear bell. So
All
I
right.
just put it on the back of my backpack, and you just apparently if you make noise while you're hiking. They say a Bluetooth speaker is good too, but that deters them.
Just talk to Siri.
It kind of feels like you're luring them in. You're like, ding, 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 I'm over here.
Well, one time, I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but Gina and I were in the Mendenhall Glacier Park.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we can still make this work if we go around.
Yeah,
Should we
okay.
try to do a lap? I do feel like we're going to get stopped and bothered a bunch by people looking at us like we're weirdos. But
Well, we could stop halfway through and then whip a Yui.
That's true, too.
In the curve,
That's true, too.
Nobody will ever know.
No one will ever know. And we are
Just splice it.
going to get a little dark, but that's all right. So we were,
Ooh, it has a cool vibe though.
it does have a cool vibe. We were,
Yeah.
talkie walkie.
Here we go. Here we go. In Aruba. In Aruba.
That's our whole show.
So I was in the Mendenhall Park, right?
Yep.
And I see a big thing, and we're just like walking down the trail, just Gina and I. We see a big fresh pile of shit, of like bear shit.
No, yeah, we figured.
Yeah. And right next to it was a cell phone.
Oh.
And I picked up the phone, full battery. So I'm like, I think someone saw a bear, got spooked, and ran.
Oh, and crap themselves.
And the bear crapped. And so then
Everybody was
Gina and I
surprised.
find an exit, and we see 2 kids, maybe in their early 20s, shaking. They're like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, did you guys just see a bear? They're like, yeah. I'm like, did you guys run away? They're like, yeah. I'm like, did you guys drop your phone? And they didn't even know they didn't have their phone. That's how you know that they were terrified, because a 20-year-old missing their phone is like, you would know.
Yeah, for sure.
You would know. But also, not what you should do if you were ever to see a bear. You shouldn't run. You should blow the whistle.
But
or
however,
connect to Bluetooth.
when I was on one of
The
my
bell.
hikes, I still had cellular activity, and so I looked up. I was like, "What do you do when you see a bear?"
Yeah, tell me.
And if you see a black or a brown bear, it's different than if you see a grizzly bear. Like it's the exact
Really?
opposite. So you have to know how to identify
can't-
a bear.
can't-
One you stop and the other one you like make a bunch of noise, and I don't know. I don't know.
And one, you're dead either way.
Look, black bears can be brown that look like
Black-
grizzly bears, but they're not.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
So you have to check under their paws
Oh,
for the markings.
that's too much work.
Yeah.
If you're that close, you're lunch.
I think
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
So your show, I saw the adult show last night. You got your
Yeah.
family show today. If you don't know how Disney works, you do an adult show, then a family show. The
Yeah.
family show's in the theater.
Super adult on Disney.
In the Walt Disney Theater.
And that's good. The
Thank
Walt
you.
Disney Theater. And so what? How much of your show is like improvised or made up on the spot? I know you have a lot of. It seems like
3%.
watching it, you have a lot of like. What do you call it? Like
Off the cuff.
off the cuff freedom to just kind of improv and like banter with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
I would say last night it was probably like 20% improv. The more we've been doing this show and the more we've been working together, the more we allow ourselves room to just play off what the audience gives you. And it keeps it alive for us.
Yeah.
And we've found over the years, giving ourselves that freedom makes everything more fun for us,
Yeah.
and then makes the audience
Yeah.
more
Well,
like,
and there's quite a few bits that are, like most entertainers have, they're improv but on purpose.
Yes.
And so the
Well,
fact,
explain what you mean by that.
so like there's a part where it makes it seem like it's off the cuff, but really it's planned every show, like certain things that happen. But
I didn't
like-
even realize.
But the joy that we have is the fact that you can't tell when those parts happen and
Right.
when the real improv happens.
Right.
So that's our goal, is to always be like, how can you make the planned improv sections still seem so natural
Totally.
after doing them for 12 years?
I think that's also when it comes to like stand-up comedy, you don't want people to think you're doing material.
Right.
You want people to think you're just talking on stage and you happen to
Thinking this
have
up.
brilliant jokes off the cuff.
Right.
you know
and
what just occurred to me?
What's that? Yeah. Yeah. So do you guys, I mean, I think a lot of like the best jokes from my
Yeah.
show at least come from those actual improv moments that get a big laugh, and I try to, repeat the beats then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which ones do you consider your best? Just curious.
Well, I had a
No, but I agree with that, because
especially callbacks. A lot of callbacks are like
Yeah.
we do a
improvised.
ton
sure.
of callbacks in our show for sure.
but yeah, a lot of our favorite moments that we now incorporate into the show. I'm sure there's just
I was gonna say, I wonder how loud all these fans are
I
gonna be
don't know.
during
I
this
think
interview.
we're okay because oh god, I do this in the city of New York, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
traffic.
Oh yeah.
So I think we'll be okay. But this is closed off.
oh, okay.
Okay, whip a Yui.
Let's go this way. We're back, baby. Talkie walkie never stop.
Yeah. I was gonna say a lot of moments that we now have in shows originated. I think you kind of said the same thing, that from moments that just spontaneous moments in other
Right.
shows, and then you work it out and cultivate it and build it into something that
Right.
Well, and we
stays.
kind of built our show into a way where it's a lot of audience participation. So it
Yes.
gets to the point where,
people
you know,
feel
just
so
like-
emboldened to
well, just
contribute.
like stand up, we do a bit, and then the same thing where we allow the audience to yell things, and we'll stop the whole show to be like,
Yeah.
hey, what just happened?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we make that into our reoccurring.
The only time that becomes
To me, that is some of the best moments, like when that stuff happens.
except
For sure.
when you're playing for a middle school. Then sometimes it can be
Oh,
difficult
because you have to
they're
kind of
mean.
keep. Are they?
Yeah. Occasionally, not all of you.
So yeah, you guys do a lot of different venues. You do colleges, cruises.
Performing Arts Centers is our main kind of focus
Symphonies,
right now.
Symphonies, and then
We've done a
also-
couple fairs, some festivals,
and then you have a residency in Branson.
Yep.
That's
June through mid-August at the Raise Alive Theater.
what is? I wonder if we should wait for this.
We can do
announce
that.
for the
That's
stop.
fine.
I forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
Improv.
We were talking about our
working
show in
into-
Branson. We were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about improv.
Branson. Like, how is the you guys play a bunch of different markets?
Yeah.
The Branson market seems. I'm like really intrigued with it.
It's
Street.
we got our own theme songs for people.
I can't
What?
remember that.
Oh,
other
hey,
one.
right behind us.
Oh,
Hey, we're the Hey! What up?
all right. All right. So the Branson market. How is that fun? Do you like that, Branson?
It is. It's its own animal, which
Yeah.
is the tough thing, because it's like a of Vegas in a way, so there's a lot of timeshares, there's a lot of ticket sale places, so you have to be good within those realms,
those markets,
to be able to make it work.
Right.
And luckily we've been there long enough that people kind of know who we are, and we started as a street performing
kind of work
act
our way up in that
back in the day.
market.
Yeah. That's so fun. I came and saw your show in Branson.
Yeah.
And it was like 2.5 hours. Was it that long?
It's two.
It's
about
two,
2 hours.
It should be 2, but it
2
might have
hours.
been 2.5.
It was so fun though. I was in.
You were there.
Went
We
by
were like,
so
let's
quick.
do it.
It was so fun. I loved it. If you're a Branson, go check out Buckets and Boards.
Nice.
I love it. So working together for so long, you must, get, Penn and Teller always say we're not friends. Like they always say, like, well, we work together, we're not friends. But you guys seem like you guys like each other too. Like you guys are friends.
Well, we have a lot of long drives that we take. We drive to a lot of the performing arts center gigs.
Yeah,
So
for
there's
sure.
20-hour drives one way, a lot of 16-hour drives. So we've learned how to coexist.
Yes.
In an amicable,
Amicable?
Yeah.
in a as pleasant as possible way. And I would say we're friends.
I would
We
say
always
so.
joke that we're not.
Yeah,
but
we say that when people ask.
But I mean,
yeah.
we know each other up and down.
Sure, you can
Not
know each other
exactly
up
what
and
I-
down. Sure, why
we know
not?
each other all the way around.
Like sometimes, like when you guys were in New York recently, I know Matt, like you did your own thing, you do your own thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
for
guys
sure.
are able to not have to always be attached at the hip, which is probably nice.
for sure.
We're very different.
Yes.
Very different.
But I think that dynamic really works well on stage because two of Gareth wouldn't be Buckets and Boards.
be
then.
gross.
Well, and I jokingly say it, but it is kind of true where people ask us, and I say we both think outside the box. We're just on opposite sides of the box.
I think that's where the good comedy comes from, right? Is like two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
there's not really like a straight man and like a funny man in your dynamic.
We
It's
kinda
more like
flip in and out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go in and out of it, and I would say like Matt's very silly, and you're very like more dry.
Uh-huh.
But you also do like silly stuff in a dry manner. Does
Ooh, I
that
like
make sense?
Yeah, no, I think that's what I've striven for.
Yeah. Well, we were inspired too by the Smothers Brothers and kind of their dynamic.
I was gonna ask,
but
like-
we never wanted to be like, hey, you're only the dumb guy the whole time, and you're only the
Well, yeah,
straight
and
guy.
I think
so-
organically, we started out street performing for many, many years.
Yeah.
And we just kind of did whatever came to mind, And,
Totally.
and you just do stuff, and you get a crowd, and then you're like, how can we keep this crowd?
Exactly.
That kind of influenced how we put our energy out,
I mean,
and how we
I started
constructed
out
things.
street performing as well, and
Yeah.
so I'm always trying to find things to keep the energy up, to keep
Yeah.
the show moving.
Well, I
And-
think street performing forces you to not have have as little downtime as possible. So I know in like our
Yes.
stage shows, we still have that like mindset where we don't, even through blackouts or something, we keep conversation going, or we try to keep
that's so fun.
Yeah,
the energy up. like you're
Blackouts
saying.
are a bit for us too. Where
Yeah.
some shows it's like song blackout, there's a long pause, and then the crowd gets bored.
Well, if I'm watching a show
Yeah.
and there's like too much silence, I'm like, I feel uncomfortable.
What got me uncomfortable when I when I was in Branson, I saw like another show,
Just
just like
being
a
in
traditional
Branson made you
production show,
uncomfortable?
and there was like one show, I forget the show I saw, but it was like we have this many costume changes, and they were trying to sell people the amount of costume changes they had
Yeah.
in the show. You guys don't have any costume changes, and your show's awesome.
I just changed my shirt while Matt's talking.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's great. So, like, a lot of shows I think maybe are too focused on production value, although you guys do have a really good production value. I mean, I think it's cool. Like, you're way more than I have.
That's true.
Well, and our new theater has like 6 new full-length LED screens that we're gonna get,
yeah.
and it's gonna be
We-
dope.
yeah.
So
That's
We're
awesome.
excited about that.
We're gonna start experimenting in a couple weeks.
That's
and
great.
build that up.
So when does that season start up?
June 3rd.
June 3rd,
Oh,
I
it's
think, is
coming
our,
up.
our opening
Yeah.
day in
Oh,
Branson.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
This opening day, do you get nervous? Because like, does your show changes a lot, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. I
we-
mean, you
we-
got you keep your tried and
Core
true stuff,
elements,
but
yeah.
I've seen your show and it changes.
No, and
All
we're
right,
building
let's do a
new
little
things
loop
in.
to loop
Okay.
again.
Get the-
All
get the good light.
Yeah, this is good light. Yeah.
Well, the thing that really changes is every year we kind of basically say, we call it kind of trimming the fat. So we have
Sure.
our bits that work really well, and
Yeah.
we go, what are the best parts and how can we make it better?
But
Right.
we're working on incorporating some looping, but in a different.
Oh, that's fun.
In our own sort of way, and then I'm trying to incorporate saxophone.
Oh, wow.
Into the show.
Yeah.
And just finding the right ways to do that. Like we're always trying out different instruments and different elements.
And I guess for the people who don't really know, like you guys both play guitar, you beatbox, you tap dance, you both sing, you play. I don't want to give anything
No,
away.
you can, yeah.
we
but
do a number on squeaky toys.
Yeah, you
number on propane
the
tanks.
squeaky toys is so fun. I would love to do a video with you guys in the squeaky toys.
Uh-huh.
And I mean that.
We can do that if you want.
I mean that is
We
like a
will do that
viral hit
tomorrow.
right there. I think that's so cool. Maybe an adult show tonight, baby.
Well, one of
No,
our
no.
favorite gigs we've ever gotten to do is we'll be in your show, Mark.
All right, cool.
Thank you for the official invite.
Yeah,
You're
boy.
welcome. You're welcome.
One of our favorite gigs we've ever done. We've gotten to play with 3 symphonies. Twice with Kansas City Symphony, once with Toledo.
But
And we-
oddly enough, where we are the featured act, which
That's
is always
so
a bizarre,
funny.
because we played one place once, and my favorite thing is in the book, it had us, we had a full page, and the next page was a full page of John Legend.
Oh my God.
And we're like, I'm keeping this book
Yeah.
What a big
because,
deal.
Frame
What a
that.
big
That's
yeah.
awesome. I mean,
But-
you guys do have such a unique act that it does let you do those fun things.
Well, I was going to say, you were talking about building new material and stuff.
Yeah.
When we do the symphonies, we've built like 7 different numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new, because we got to do it with symphonic
Oh, of
pieces.
course.
And it's been so difficult, but such a treat to get to do.
Yeah.
And it's some of our favorite. Can we stop?
Or we can stop. Yeah. Or we can keep going. You want to keep going?
So
I
it's
I just kind of stopped. I don't know why.
it's some
Oh,
of
yeah.
our favorite
I was
stuff.
watching that plane land.
So we do the Blue Danube with squeaky toys. We tuned a bunch of squeaky turtles to.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good to see
How
you.
are
Good
you?
to see you.
Very well, thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh my God. Good stuff. Good to see you.
Tell the captain how to run this boat.
Please
Yeah,
do.
there you go.
Please do.
Pirates like butter.
A pirate. This. Oh man.
But yeah, you can't improv as much with a symphony.
Of course.
So
That's
you
true.
really have to be on because they are pros.
Oh yeah.
And so we're like,
Oh,
Pros.
yeah.
I mean, I say yeah, like I know what I'm talking about. I've never done a symphony show.
We'll hook it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to
Maybe
back.
have.
I don't know. My current act would do well there, but we'll try it. We'll try it.
Game on.
Yeah. So what? Just trying to think of like. You guys have a show tonight.
Yeah.
Do you guys get nervous before you get out there anymore?
Not anymore, really.
Well,
It's only like the symphony ones are just because that has a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more pressure to it.
Yeah.
On ones like tonight, it's the same like you said. There's so much availability to improv with
Yeah.
the crowd,
Yeah.
and you sense the crowd from the beginning, so you kind of get it. Because the crowd is one entity. Like most
Totally.
people don't realize, you're like, it's not 1,000 different people.
Right.
It's one
Yeah.
group,
That's
and they have
a
a
good way.
mob mentality.
I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But I should. Gareth, what are you doing? I'm back here.
So you have to figure out what that mob mentality is, and then once you start putting out certain jokes, you can tell like, oh, they like this direction, so I'm going to go that direction.
Right.
Yeah, and I think we feel very comfortable with the numbers that we do. Like tonight, and it's the shows we do on board here. You know, it's like a 50-minute show.
Yeah.
Or a 45-minute show and a 30-minute show or something.
Right.
And so we're really just taking some of our favorite pieces and putting them together in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then you just get to really dive in and have fun with it. And it's a great
It is
environment.
hard to kind of split up your show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trip.
Like, see what act goes here, what act's gonna go there.
Because when we first started with our 2-hour Branson show, you go, well, what's adult
Right.
and what's kids?
Yeah.
Because it's all really family friendly.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it is an interesting. So that's I think the hardest thing for us sometimes
Yeah,
is if a show
absolutely.
is 60 minutes instead of 2 hours. It's
Right.
both of us going, hey, what's the next number? Oh, yeah, it's the hard hat number.
It's
Okay.
it's also nice that you have that much material because a lot of acts I
That's
know
true.
have to repeat stuff, and I'm like, oh, that it doesn't look great.
Because we still have 5 or 6 numbers that are in the back that we could go, hey, we could throw out Circle of Life if we wanted to, and then we go, oh yeah, let's do that one tonight.
Like when I go,
That'll kill 37 seconds.
yeah,
or I don't. Do you do the It's a Small World in the
We
family
do that
show?
tonight, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Because I was like, oh, I know they do this and that, but I was like, I don't know what show they do this in.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back here. All right, we're back to the original
On
formation.
your shoulder.
welcome back.
Oh man. So what is next for Buckets and Boards? What do you guys see yourselves doing? Like you've been together for what, 14 years?
All told, almost 17.
yeah,
17
Yeah.
years together.
crazy.
That's
huh?
awesome.
Yeah,
It's a perfect relationship.
we started when we were 12.
Yes. Like what do you want to do? Like
My
do you want to
birthday
keep
in like 3 days.
It's my birthday coming up too.
No, when's your birthday?
May 2nd. When's yours?
April 25th.
Hey!
We're Taurus.
Taurus, baby. We're bulls.
Yeah.
What's yours?
February. Aquarius.
Good job.
That's all right. That's you can still.
He's much. Oh, you guys are probably the same age.
I'm 38.
42.
Dang it.
I'll be 49.
Wow, you guys look great. Hey.
Hey, thank you.
Could be the filter.
Well, I think it's just because we also our
son.
mental age and the way we act
Yes.
makes us seem much younger than we
So
are.
we'll never
Totally.
tell ourselves how
Yeah, right.
actually old we are.
And you guys are both married with daughters.
Yes.
We have 3 kids apiece. Yeah.
That's so funny. Couldn't have planned it if you tried.
No,
Nope.
and they're very similar in age. It's like 18, 17? Is Cam 17?
18, 17,
15,
13, 10.
7.
Yeah.
How did the name Buckets and Boards come about?
It literally was all we had when we street act.
Yeah.
With buckets and
So we
boards?
literally had buckets and 2 tap boards.
I
We'd
love it.
park
And-
about a half mile from the little downtown area where we'd perform, and I had 2 boards that we'd tap on, and I'd carry them on a skateboard, like as a dolly.
Yeah.
And I
then-
carried the barrel on a skateboard.
They
So
were
that was
all
kind of part
Russian
of
dolled
it too.
into each other.
So we were trying to think of a name and we go, well, what are we playing? We have buckets and boards.
I think we're gonna have to do one of those. I don't think does this go through?
Another you.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, I'll go in the back this time.
All right. I'll be in the middle. All right.
But yeah, it literally, and when we started, was all we played. But now, unfortunately, we've gone into so many different realms of instruments that at
Yeah.
this point we're going, oh wait, we
Oh
play a
yeah,
ton
you're
of
right.
different
You're
things.
right.
It is close,
My
right?
bad.
All right. No, it's okay. It's all right. I hope no one's getting motion sickness. I don't think people have. No one's complained yet.
Nice.
So that's cool. I mean, because it's a great name.
Well,
had
I like the
alliteration.
flow of it, and I think it looks cool on
It
the
looks good,
logos.
yeah.
Matt and his wife Danae do all the logos and
I was
stuff.
even telling Gina today, I was like, oh man, I'm jealous of their art. Like, it's so cool.
Well, and even when we started, we knew we were like, we want a comic book look for our branding.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Actually, funny story, because you have an NSYNC hat on. That's why
I
we
do.
put the N in the middle instead of and.
Oh,
'Cause we did
because
like
of
the
NSYNC?
N.
But then it's been very difficult because everybody wants to put a little thing on one
Like the
side or
little
a
N.
apostrophe on both
sure.
sides or a lowercase n. Very upsetting.
Hey,
So-
so what is it? Just like, let's
Just a
like,
big old N.
clear, just no apostrophe, no star.
Just
No,
buckets,
no quotes.
capital N, boards.
I love
No
it.
parentheses for no reason.
No.
Now, actually, though, another thing we've done is we do buckets and boards, comedy percussion show, because it's more descriptive and helps people kind of know. Because sometimes if you look at our branding,
Yeah.
you might think, because funny story, when I bought my house, my truck was fully wrapped in buckets and boards stuff.
I've seen it.
Yeah, both our cars.
And so we got there, and the inspector came, walked right past my wife and I, went in the house and shut the door in our faces. And we're like, what is happening? And then we came in, he goes, oh, you guys are the buyers. He goes, I thought you were the paint company that
Oh,
was painting the
buckets.
house, buckets and boards.
That's funny.
So then we're like, we need to add comedy percussion show to
Yeah,
our
that's
stuff.
so funny. I love it. I love it. I don't know what to, like, people, when I was juggling, no one ever wanted to say juggler. They always wanted to put, like, physical
Yeah,
comedian
yeah.
or something. And now that I don't juggle, they always list me as juggler.
Oh,
You know,
really?
yeah.
You can't win, Marcus.
I can't win.
Yeah,
but
that
whatever.
stinks.
It's all good. I'm just
Yeah.
happy to be here. happy to be
Life
booked.
is what
We are
life
happy you're
is.
here, too.
I'm happy you're here, too.
You're one of our favorite other
No,
Disney
it's
people
so
that we
fun
get to hang out with.
to do shows with you guys because I respect you guys a lot. There's a lot of
Likewise.
performers that come on these ships and I'm like, oh god, I'm hiding in my
Name them.
room.
Name-
I'll tell you as soon as this is off,
Fair.
but
fair.
you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
And if you're watching this and you're one of the other acts and you think it's you, it probably is.
Text me.
if you're watching this, you're probably not. Because if you're watching this,
You don't like either one of
yeah,
us.
yeah. Then like, why would you be watching? Why would they be like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. All right, where can let's wrap this up here. I know you guys got a show to get to.
Right,
where
right.
where can people find you guys?
We have all the socials. We have so our main is just bucketsandboards.com.
Yeah.
Buckets, letter N, boards.com.
Yep.
We got TikTok, Insta, Facebook, basically all the socials, YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's all
Yep.
just at Buckets and Boards. So you
Yeah.
can find us on all those things.
It was fun during the pandemic. We were like both doing TikTok at the same time.
Yeah.
Like we both started TikToks, right? And like you guys, your first video got like 1 million views.
Well, yeah, but it's just him.
Which has nothing
That's
to do with our show. It's just me as Dean Winchester from Supernatural.
Yeah.
So really, it's just we got to pander to the Supernatural
But
crowd.
you have no idea how jealous I was of that. I was like, oh man. I was like, oh dang it.
And then he tried to include me and in a
Yeah, in one of
Supernatural
them.
Well, it was
video,
hard because
and
you-
that one didn't get near as much.
Well,
Hey, so that was still in the 100,000s.
Okay.
that's
okay.
still really good for
Yeah,
like
I'll
a second
take that.
TikTok, man.
Because we've actually written songs and performed them on TikTok, and they've gotten like 0 hits, but our
Oh.
supernatural ones people love. So.
The things I spend the most amount of time on and money on, no
Yeah.
one cares about.
For
But
sure.
The things I just pick up and film and then post, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna bomb, viral every single time.
Instant.
Not every
It
time.
is inevitable that
We've
way.
been doing kind of branching out. Matt does voiceover work now. As a lot
Yeah,
of
I do
people
a
did.
little bit of
And you do a lot
voiceover
of jingles.
And then I've started writing jingles,
That's
and then
so cool.
I've been doing them just for fun for different podcasts. For a podcast I listen to, Stand Up with Pete Dominic, I write a lot of jingles for them. Really cool thing. Nice little plug.
I like that plug. I like that.
But
Yeah.
and then me and Matt have collaborated on several jingles now, doing for
Really?
different companies
Yeah,
and
we,
stuff.
we started
wow.
doing corporate jingles and getting
Oh, I had
paid
no idea about
corporate
that.
money
What?
for corporate jingles.
Really?
Yeah,
But
it's been awesome.
it's so fun, and to be able to like try out. Well,
I'll show you some videos
trying
of
out
that. Yeah.
different things in different avenues. But we're originally I tried to make a talkie-walkies,
Jingle. Yeah, you sent me some.
and
I got-
it
we'll make
wasn't
you a
great.
jingle if you want
it
it.
wasn't my best work.
Yeah.
No,
So
it
my-
wasn't. It wasn't bad. I just didn't. You sent me something
No,
that
no.
you said it wasn't finished, so I'd never
Right.
used. And so I don't really have a theme song for this podcast.
So
as
we're gonna
people
work
know.
on that.
All right.
We're gonna take
Should we
this
end it
as
with
a,
an impromptu one right now?
Sure. Here, let's get better. Let's get better light. Let's
see what
this
happens.
This is not good. All right. Here, here, where do you want to go? Is there shade here? Let's go in the shade.
Oh,
Yeah, there we
we
go.
don't mind looking into the light.
Here, this is good.
Look into the light.
This is good.
All right. Random talkie-walkie improv. Ready?
Sure.
You think so? All right, let's just see what happens because we pride ourselves on being able to do stuff. So let's see what happens.
All right.
I have no pride.
I'm just gonna stand here because I can't do anything.
Just every once in a while, I go, or
Okay.
like break it down.
All right.
Something like that. Ready?
All right.
Break it down. Here we go.
Talkie-walkie, going for a walk and we have a little talking, have a nice time. It doesn't have to rhyme, but it does. Marcus does what he does so well. You can tell by looking at him. He has what gonna get
Take
him
it, Marcus.
in.
It's your time now.
Frick it.
Oh.
Frick it.
Break it. Break it down. Here we go, everybody. Jazz hands.
All right. Well, talkie walkie, we did it.
Disney Cruise Line edition.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and or watch another one. Watch another video. Could be fun. I don't know. Could be cool. You're already this far. You're